XLM got dropped down to that 7-cent range, and it doesn't look too good for the near future. We're going to go over the timeline. And problems with BNB are spreading to the entire market. So not only do we have Jerome Powell hitting the market hard, we also have BNB issues that are causing pain all over the crypto space. So let's start our Friday off with some education rather than hopium, because there was no December 15th settlement, ladies. So are we ready to take things real and stop with all the hopium crap, the $50,000 buyback and the settlement stuff? Come on, people, let's get real. Heat map is super red. It has to do with Jerome Powell said, as well as BNB news, and that's what's affecting the price of XLM, and we're going to talk about how long this is going to affect the price of XLM. BNB right now down 5% to 251 in the last 24 hours. ETH down 5.7%, 12.11. Bitcoin struggling to hold on to 17,000, down 3.7% in the last 24 hours. 60% of the workforce has been cut from crypto lender Amber. Yep, that's right, everyone. I told you out there that those that would be giving loans are going to have trouble. They're going to have trouble because people can't pay their loans back. When you look at the price of Bitcoin and think of Bitcoin miners, they were the #1 company out there that was taking loans during this whole crypto run. With Bitcoin at such a low price, miners are actually losing money as they mine. So what they're doing is they're either not mining at all or they're selling their Bitcoin stores. The latest report has it that Bitcoin miners only own between 2 and 4% of Bitcoin, which is not going to have the positive impact that they had before when there was a bull run happening. When Bitcoin was in the 30,000s, these miners were mining the hell out of it, but they were pocketing a lot of Bitcoin. They weren't selling it on the open market because they didn't need the funds because they were making so much on it. But now that the Bitcoin price is so far down, these miners are either shutting off the lights or they're selling their stores just to keep payroll going. So until we get higher prices with Bitcoin, you're going to have miners just bleeding, which is going to hurt the broader market. But what hurt the broader market even more is this. BNB plummets as Binance auditor Mazars halts work with all crypto firms. Yes, that's right, everyone. They were doing work with Crypto.com, KuCoin, and Binance. So now a bunch of analysts out there are like, well, wait a minute. We want to know what your reserves are. We want to know what your spending habits are. They want financial information, everyone, similar to what you would see with publicly registered companies with the SEC. They want deets. And guess what? Now you have this international firm saying, we're done. We're not even working with any more global crypto clients. Well, there's a reason why. It's because they're all fudging the books, and these companies out here don't want to put their name on a certification of audit if it's going to be proven false. And that's the biggest problem we have. These people out here, these Binances, these Crypto.coms, these KuCoins are all screwing people over, playing with the books and using your funds to do high stakes gambling. How the hell else can they give away high yields in a market that is continually declining? It's easy. They're degenerate crypto gambling with your funds. That's why Mazars does not want to certify or work with any crypto company in the world right now because they've seen the books and they know that they are lying through their teeth. That's why Binance is down so hard. That's why shaking confidence is just rampant right now across the crypto industry. But there's a bigger problem and most channels are not talking about it. Have you seen these charts here over the last few days? Well, if you haven't, you better want to get onto another channel, one that actually gives you real data and not hopium. Right here, this is the change in real GDP. This is the expectations from the Federal Reserve Board. This was released by Jerome Powell. We broke it down live, and at the end, I'm going to have a deep dive video for you so you can see even more information on this. But they're basically saying, hey, guess what? GDP is going to be slow. Here's 2.0. Right? That's kind of like GDP, kind of like on average where they're expecting it. So we're going to be below GDP in 23 and 24, which means very, very slow growth in the economy. And since we know crypto is a growth sector, which relies on heavy funding, guess what? You're not going to have growth in crypto in 2023 and most likely 2024. Inflation. Now, remember, their inflation target is 2.0. Here's that 2.0 line, which means guess what? In 2023 and 2024, we're going to be above inflation expectations, which means what, everyone? We have to keep raising rates to knock it back down to that 2.0 target rate. This is where we're sitting right now in this zone right here. We have so far to go. Here's the problem, everyone. Jerome Powell and the Fed said this specifically. They said, do not expect any lowerings of rates in 2023 at all. So the Fed is telling us right now, 2023, look for rates going up. We're then going to pause. We're not going to do anything with rates for a little bit of time to see what the effects are on the economy. So with Jerome Powell and the Fed saying, hey, don't expect any rate drops in 2023, we're looking to 2024, and that's why the entire market here is red, because Jerome Powell said economic conditions are going to be rough these next couple years. So what does it matter in terms of economic projections and how it affects the crypto market? Crypto revolves around cash being pumped in. All right, when I zoom out here, let's go zoom out on the chart of XLM. You can see right here, hey, trading volume was up. It was all up during the time of high Rona, everyone. So when fiat was printed right here in 2020 going into 2021, all of that extra printed fiat was making its way into the crypto market. Now that rates are super high, money is way more expensive. People were having borrowing rates here near 0%. Now the Fed's going for 550 total basis points in order to bring this back down. Do you know how expensive money is now compared to just 9 months ago? The average home is more than double in price because the Fed raised rates that much. And you're going like, well, Klaus, how do home prices affect what happens with crypto? Guys, when the Fed raises rates, that's money for everything. Business loans, home loans, car loans, home equity lines of credit, you name it. So all money has become more expensive. So this expensive money isn't flowing into crypto because there isn't that much money anymore out there, like what we saw in 2020 and 2021. So when we get back down to the economic projections, you can see the Fed is telling us and telling investors out there, hey, we have more pain to come. Now let's talk specifically about XLM. These purple arrows here represent macroeconomic events where the Fed was raising rates and announcing more pain. Interesting, as the Fed announces more pain, we keep going down, 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 and down. Well, let's take a look at this because, like I said, I did a video 2 weeks ago that said, you know what, XLM is going to go to 7 cents. This is not going to be good, and we're going to have pain for a while. Purple arrow here is when Jerome Powell and the Fed actually made the announcement on the 50 basis points. That's not the key, everyone. That's why you don't just pay attention to the data. You have to listen to the words, because look at this. This part that I circled right here, that is what the reaction of XLM was, as Jerome Powell was saying, we're going to have continuous pain. Continuous pain. So those charts that I showed you right here, like I said, if the channels you're watching aren't showing stuff like this, then they're not doing you any good, because Jerome Powell said more pain to come, and that brought XLM down even further, and further. And what you can see, and this is the scary part about all of this, look at the null volume here at the bottom of the screen. This is high drops in price with no volume, which means there is very little interest or support monetary-wise coming into XLM right now. So if we zoom out just a little bit to show you what I'm talking about, let's go to the 1 year. Look at how high the volume is right here. You guys can see it. I'll move it up here so you can see it. Look at all this high volume, and look at this, nothing, nothing, nothing. So look at the sharp declines of price with no volume. Now think about this. Think of the Fed saying, hey, you're going to have inflation high in 2023, 2024. You're going to have GDP, which looks like crap in 2023, 2024. In fact, even 2025, they're saying GDP is probably not even going to be at where we need it to, of 2.0. Holy crap, everyone. That's telling us right now that crypto is a growth phase item. We are not going to have a growth phase in the globe for years. Yes, for years. And why? Because we're getting through all of the printed fiat mess. We're getting through all the supply chain issues, pandemic crap, governments not knowing how to run things correctly. This is all affecting the crypto market the heaviest. Why? Because the crypto market relied upon printed fiat because it was the riskiest market to get in. So when cash is tight, guess where cash isn't going? It's not going to crypto. Cash is going on the sidelines now. And Jerome Powell and the Fed said, hey, you guys, we got lots more pain to come. Now, the fact that XLM broke that 8 cent barrier is significant, especially since there was no macro event that pushed it. It was the global events that softened the entire market. Super important here because that tells you how fragile the pricing is right now with low volume traded cryptos. Now, if you want to learn more about why XLM and XRP are having price problems when it comes to the Fed's announcement, check out this video right here. It's an even deeper dive than what you saw today. It gives you more explanation on why the pain is happening right now and why more pain is going to keep happening. Thank you very much for watching, and as more news breaks, I'll be sure to share it with you. You cool cats, have a great rest of your day.